What is up, everybody? That car guy Eddie here, and today another video. Today we're actually going to go over my 2018 Tesla Model 3 Performance. We're going to talk about why I chose the 2018. We're going to talk about why I chose the Model 3 Performance over the dual motor long range, and I fucked that up. All right, so let's get right into it. First of all, why did I choose the 2018 Model 3? Well, there's a couple of reasons why I specifically wanted a 2018 model. First of all, price. I was able to get this 2018 Model 3 Performance Tesla for under $25,000. Now, I know that a lot of people are like, wow, that's a lot of money. But let me put it in perspective. You could either buy this car, which has under 40,000 miles on it, or you can buy a 2018 Toyota Camry that's got 130,000 miles on it. The money is going to be close to the same. So why not buy the Tesla? I shoot it for a 2018 for a couple of reasons. Number one, it was the first year of the Model 3 Performance. I think that that's kind of cool. It's got a couple little features on it that you know that it's a first gen. You can tell really quickly it's a first gen just by looking here at the chrome. Tesla was still at its infancy, right? They didn't know if they wanted to make a car that was a supercar luxury, or they didn't know if they wanted to make something more affordable. And you can tell they put some chrome on it, right? They put some chrome on it. And I'm okay with the chrome. Like, I don't necessarily think it looks bad. In fact, all the Teslas that I see now are blacked out or murdered out or whatever. And I actually sort of kind of like the chrome of the 17, 18s, and 19s. So definitely drop a comment below. Let me know if you like the chrome trim or the black trim more. But back to this particular vehicle. I opted for a Performance only because I had recently sold my Jeep, and I was like, look, if I'm gonna buy a car, I'm going to buy the exact car that I want. Now, I will tell you that prior to driving this, I'd never driven a Model 3 Performance. I had no idea what it was, how fast it was, what it can do. The fastest Tesla that I ever drove was the Model Y. We bought a dual range Model Y with the acceleration boost on it, and that thing was fast. I was like, wow, one gear, that thing is quick. But I kept looking at the 0 to 60 times, and that's where the Model 3 Performance shines. It's 0 to 60 in 3.1, 3.2 seconds. I mean, it is quick. It's instant power. I think that there was dynos of it, and it's either like 489 or 589. I think it's 489 horsepower and 589 foot-pounds of torque or something like that. It's ridiculous. But the bottom line is that this car does have two motors on it. It has a motor on the back axle and it has a motor on the front axle, which makes it all-wheel drive. Now, this is important in electric cars, especially in wet weather, because torque, like I said, is instantaneous. The torque just happens. There's no ramping into it. There's no gears to ease into it. It's on or off. If you've ever driven like an RC car or anything like that, there's no going slow, right? If you feather the trigger, you can go slow. That's similar to this. So all-wheel drive for me was very, very important. Another thing was I wanted the speed. I really did. I was able to find some rear-wheel drive models that I'd probably be happy with, to be honest with you, especially now that I'm driving this thing every day. But to have that much power instantly on torque and right away is just absolutely, it's a hoot. In addition to the Model 3, the speed and the power, you're also getting a couple other things. You're getting some 20-inch alloy wheels with the Model 3 Performance. These are good and bad. You know, they look good, obviously. If you look at this compared to any other Model 3 out there, you know, 17s, 18s, 19s don't look like 20s. There's a reason 20s were so big. For me, myself personally, when I was into the car world, 20s were the thing on everything. I remember when it was 17s were big, but I remember when cars had 20s were like, that car looks cool. It's got 20s on it. Well, it's got 20s on it. Nowadays, you know, Corolla XSE has 20s on it, so it's not a big deal. But I think they give the car a good look. I really do. I also always say that if you're going to buy a car, you want to buy something with even number wheel sizes. You want 18s, you want 20s, you want 22s, you want 16s. The oddball numbers are always difficult to find tires for. What I mean by that is 20-inch tires should be more expensive than 19-inch tires, right? Wrong. 19-inch tires are a lot more specific. and there's not as many built, which drives up the cost. We've talked about that a lot on this channel, supply and demand. So I was excited to get the 20s. Also, this car does come with Brembo performance brakes, which is really cool. With a Tesla, you do a lot of one pedal driving, which means you let off the throttle and the car actually goes in a regen mode, and it does slow down on its own. You really don't have to touch them, but having big Brembo performance brakes on this car is really great. Another thing that is little known about these vehicles is they do have a little bit of modified suspension. They are about 0.75 inches lower than a traditional Model 3. So whenever I roll up to another Model 3, I always wonder why mine looks a little bit more cool. It's because it's got 20s and it's lowered. Hello, why not? Couple other ways you can tell its performance is it does have a carbon fiber spoiler on the back of it. It's just a little stick-on thing. It doesn't do anything at all, but it obviously does look the part. I'm actually going to throw in a clip right here of my Tesla. It's really cool. I took a really great picture of it, so I'm going to go ahead and put it around here in this area. I've had the car now for about 3 weeks, and I put quite a bit of miles on it. I put about 750 miles on it, and I do like it, you know. The change over to electric from an internal combustion engine has been interesting, to say the least. What I mean by interesting is I don't even look at gas stations anymore. I don't know gas prices. I don't know where the cheap gas stations are. I have no idea. All I know is that I charge this thing at night, I go out, I drive it all day, I come home, I plug it back in, and we're good to go. I have taken it on a long drive. I drove from Sacramento to Santa Cruz. I think it's like 117 miles there and 117 miles back, and I had to use the supercharger stations along the way. I'm going to do a whole video on supercharging. I'm going to explain to you how it works, how the system's Navcom allows that to work, and how it will get you to where you need to go. But just to understand that traditionally to go about 240 miles in a normal car, let's assume you got 25 miles to the gallon, right? That's what? 250, 25, 50, that's like a lot of gallons in fuel, maybe. Why can I do math all of a sudden? I'm really good at math, I promise. Wait a second, wait. Okay, so let's assume you drive 250 miles, 25 miles, that's 4 gallons of gas for every 100 miles, so that's 4, 8 plus 2, now you're at 10. If you figure that you use 10 gallons of gas at $4.85 a gallon, roughly, you know, at 10 gallons of gas, you're spending about $48 on fuel just to drive down to the Santa Cruz, 48 bucks in fuel. In this, I didn't use that at all. I did supercharge twice, not in this, in my wife's Y, I supercharged, and it cost us, oh no, you see why I don't like living in California? Look, now I'm in the dark, in the garage, everything is dangerous, wait. And yeah, oh my God, this is dangerous. Turn the light back on. There we go. All right. My bad, you have to excuse my technical difficulties. I just moved and my garage is a mess. I wasn't trying to do this video until I had garage space, and I just can't seem to get rid of this stuff. It's amazing how much crap you compile. Anyways, so back to my poor math. So like I said, about $48. And we supercharged twice, we charged, and it ended up costing us about $16 worth of electricity for the entire trip, which is really cool, and it's totally worth it to me. One of the reasons why I chose Tesla over a, like I said, internal combustion car or just any other car at that point was, it's cool. I wanted to give it a try. You guys know I'm a car nut. I always laughed when I saw people drive Teslas because I'm like, man, there's no spirit in that car. Yeah, it's fast, but like, it doesn't feel like anything. It doesn't sound like anything. It doesn't do anything for you. And the best thing I can tell you about the Tesla is it doesn't have to do any of that. And the reason it doesn't have to do any of that is because the sounds you make and the sounds your passengers make when you giggle with the pure acceleration and the handling of this car, the car doesn't need to be loud. It doesn't need to make a statement. It's so weird, okay? I am pro exhaust on cars, 100%. I think all cars, well, not all cars, but performance enthusiast cars should have some kind of exhaust on it, right? I have exhaust on my motorcycles, I have exhaust on side-by-sides, exhaust on all my cars, and now here I am driving a silent car. And it's crazy because this is probably the fastest four-door car I've ever owned. No, it is in fact the the fastest four-door car I've ever owned, and I could do it in complete silence. That's right, I could drive through a neighborhood where people are sleeping at 130 miles an hour and you won't hear anything. And that's kind of cool. It is super under the radar. I don't find myself worrying about cops, but as I get older, I worry about cops less and less because I pull the card. You guys know the card. I pull that card whenever I need to, and it gets me away from that. But like I said, that's kind of my intro to the car. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit more about it, explain to you the charging situation, explain to you why I kind of went Tesla, and just kind of my initial reactions. Now, I will tell you the buying process for Tesla was a huge pain in the neck. Man, it was tough. Buying used from Tesla is like rolling the dice. And if you stay tuned, like and subscribe, I'm definitely going to kick through another video when I talk about my initial reactions to the cars. You're going to see the first time we saw my Model Y. You're going to see the first time I saw my Model 3, what my reactions were, the kind of damage that was on the car, and what Tesla is doing to make it right. Because like I said, these are used cars. They are going to have some dents and dings on them. I'm obviously not spending $65K. I think this one sticker was $72,000 when it was brand new. I'm obviously not spending that on a car because I don't think it's worth $72,000. I don't think any car is worth $72,000. In fact, the state of cars in today's society where the average new car is $40,000 completely blows my mind. I don't understand. I don't understand when you could get an EV for a fraction of that. And you're in freaking California. If you're watching this and you're in California, you have the best EV infrastructure. And that is the hardest thing about an electric car is the infrastructure. Now, another video is going to be on infrastructure of traditional charging versus Tesla supercharging and how that's going to look. But that's, like I said, going to go in my supercharger video. Anyways, I just wanted to show you some cool stuff of the car. Enjoy the photos. Definitely like and subscribe. If you got any questions about the Model 3 performance, let me know. My next video is going to be on the 21 Model Y. I will catch you soon and ride hard. Take it easy.